Welcome everyone, this is now just the manuscripts. So make sure you play on the final draft playthrough, so basically New Game Plus, and let's get going. Just an FYI, please make sure you grab all of the cult stashes because we need that to find the final 2 hidden manuscripts. So for the manuscript, the message is story related, cannot be missed. So for this Saga Anderson's Deja Vu, you will need to play on the new draft playthrough. And as you proceed back to the Nightingale body, you will find there's a a manuscript piece on the floor. Otherwise, you won't see this if you're playing on a regular playthrough.
He didn't have a
Now, when you
heart,
get to the autopsy room, so
but he still
basically
got
in
up.
the sheriff's area
The
or the
page
sheriff's
predicted
station
all of
in
it.
Brightfall,
Saga was
after
back at
all the
Cauldron.
sequence happen, you'll gain control back with Saga. Just make sure you pick up the manuscript before we leave. Now we're heading back into Cauldron's Lake. Follow the main objective back to the Witch's Ladle. And once again, you will find another manuscript.
Seems like these aren't the same tracks that were here before. They're headed.
Basically, this will be another story-related item.
My flashlight burned the dark stuff.
The fuse was in place. Them.
The witch's hut. Okay.
Now for the dark poem, I believe this is going to be one of the the final draft things, so the New Game Plus manuscript. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. So as we go into the witch's hut, you will find a diary on the table. So I believe there's 4 of these poems scattered throughout the whole entire game. So now as we go back to the general store, stuff starts to happen. We'll kill our first taken, or big taken. Make sure you grab the manuscript in the store, right next to where the heart is located. So now this is in the overlap. So as we are fighting Nightingale, if you go through the lake as normal, so basically you go through it once and then you do another loop and you will come back into the exact same place. Make sure you look on the rock side on the right hand side to find your first of 2 manuscripts in the overlap.
What was that? Wait. Did I get turned around? No, this is right.
And now for the next manuscript, this one isn't that far from the last location. So basically we are looking for a part where you see a red light and then you'll be able to jump down. So basically it's not this one, but it's the next similar part where we have to jump down a floor, but just before that it'll be right next to a tree. The reason why I'm showing you more, just because this is like a point of no return, we cannot come back to this area. We probably can, but I'm not going to risk it because it's like a dream world type thing. Alright, so after we have finished the overlap, so we're leaving from Cauldron Lake Shore. We're going back into the Witch's Ladle. Or Ladle. And then you should find this in amongst the trees and logs just to the left as we're going through. So now as we're making our way to the station, I believe, you will find that there's wolves here now. On the table you will find Saga Burns Away, the Dark Presence manuscript. Now proceed to the Witch Finder station. On the table outside, you will find once again another manuscript.
I'll meet you at the parking lot. I've been thinking more about the cult of the tree.
So heading back down. So we're basically going to leave now, but we'll find a private cabin on your map. So make sure you go there and light up the room with the generator. And on the table, I believe it's on the table, or it might be on the floor, but you will find the manuscript inside. So now going back
Inside the
to
trailer,
Alan
at the
Wake.
outskirts of
So he will basically give us this manuscript called the trailer. Can't really miss it. Now we're going to get the Edge Return to Cauldron Lake and the Tammy rides. So this is located in the lodge where we are now. So go back to the reception desk area and then you should find some like hotels or some rooms, I should say,
Past favorite Deerfest floats.
on the left side.
Hello, and welcome to Coffee World, voted Washington's best coffee-themed amusement park. All of our attractions are family-friendly.
Hello?
And as you go in this room, you will find two manuscripts, one on the floor and one next to the bedside table. Well, I should say on the bedside table. Alright, so we're going to move on. So now, as we are in Watery now, you will follow the path after speaking with the commercial brothers. Now follow the path to the right hand side. This is like east from the hunting shack on the map. Just make sure you pick up the manuscript. This is basically right next to a cult stash.
Another locked
Just an
box.
FYI, please make sure to do these because we need every single one to gain the lighthouse key. So now go to where the crossbow is located. So basically this is the hunting shack, so to speak. Once again, this is inside. Make sure you turn the light on and this will be turned into a safe haven for you. Make sure you grab the manuscript inside. You need to have the light on to see this manuscript, just like majority of these manuscripts in these places. So now as we get to the coffee world, so once again we're going to one lighthouse or one safe haven to another safe haven. So basically in this next safe haven, just before we actually go into the amusement park, once again you will find this one located on the table. Now after you've done your objectives, so basically you need to find a screwdriver. And now our objective will be to go inside the Coffee World gift shop to find, I believe it's the key. So basically you've got to figure out what the combination is in this room. But once you do that, or before you do that, make sure you grab the manuscript. Or just grab it before you leave. Okay, after a lot of things happened, we're basically now going to go to the workshop. So the manuscripts are not here yet, but even though I have the Mayor Setter's charm to tell me where stuff is, these won't spawn just yet. So at the moment only one will spawn inside, located on the middle left hand side of this warehouse. Okay, so this is the combination, so make sure you remember it, so we can gain access to the next area. Basically, this is part of the story, but yeah, pretty simple. Make sure you grab the fuse here on the table. Go down here. Once again, this is all part of the story here, this part. Of course, you can easily miss the fuse. So after the scene with the sheriff, now we're going to have some manuscripts spawn. So one behind you that spawns, and then once we go outside to where the float is located, you will find the next one that spawns on the ground. It's kind of like a running theme with these manuscripts. Sometimes you'll see them on the map, but they won't be shown on for you until you do certain stuff in the game before it does show.
Here, it's the parade float.
Majority of it is when you do a store progression, more stuff unlocked. For this one example, after you've done the Espresso Express, this one won't be seen until after you have picked up the main objective item. You will just see it on the floor as we're about to leave. Okay, we are now in the overlap for the deputies. So as I believe this is the first time we're coming through here, so go inside the sauna in the overlap. This is where we are now. Can't really miss it. It's a big damn building and we have to go right past it. Make sure you grab the manuscript that's on the table. Now for the next manuscript, this will be located outside on the table, but we have to do one loop. So as we go round again for a second time, stuff will change, as in like you'll see a dead body on the floor now.
Just like before.
That wasn't there previously, and then just make sure you look on the table as we go past. Then that will be it for this overlap. Time to move on. Okay, so now we're going to go to the actual sauna in Watery. So go back to town down. So as we're going to leave the area. So now this one will be located on the pier near the sauna. Now, as we go to Return 5, Old Gods, so basically once you start this area, you'll get contacted, I believe his name is Thor or Tor. Inside your first safe haven of this area, you will find once again a manuscript.
History to say they're not my relatives.
Now for the next manuscript, as we get to the Valhalla nursing home. So basically once you go to the left, come from the left side, you will find a manuscript on the floor. And also to the left of you there will be a Maya Setter sign. If you even care about that. If you've been following my previous guide, then we shouldn't be caring about that since we already have the stuff. So now as we follow the story progression once again, we'll have to go to the wellness center. So basically this is tied to the nursing home. But in the exact same room where we find, I think it's Tor again that gets corrupted. But in the same room you'll find the manuscript. So now for the cult storms, we need to make sure to grab the doorknob. This is actually required to get the manuscript. So the combination on the computer, you need to type 170823. Grab the doorknob and run back to the armory. So in the armory you will find a hunter rifle, but since it's New Game Plus, it won't be there for us. And also you can find the deer head in here as well. But once again, if you've been following my other guide, you shouldn't have to need to do any of this. Just pick up the manuscript. Well, to be honest, you don't need to do this either. There's only one for the achievement. But I decided to find them all. So now we're going to find the manuscript called Gail Taken. So after you have faced some Taken, or sorry, a new type of Taken, do a 180, head into the doorway that was previously locked. And then you will find that this manuscript is on the floor. I'm pretty sure this door was locked unless I completely missed it. I love this character. I love you, Rose.
Saga.
That's a good personality. And quite funny. So basically, after you have spoken with her, she will just kindly give you a manuscript. Now we're going to get the one located in the gazebo. To be honest, I should have left this until after we have left the area or leaving the area. Just to save some time, but since we're here, we may as well grab it. Make sure you grab the manuscript located on the gazebo. Alright, so we're going back into the nursing home. We are going to, since Rose has given us some stuff so we can unlock the doors, we can now go into bedrooms. So we're going to find two manuscripts. One's located just on the floor as we proceed up to the next level. And then the next one should be located inside a bedroom. So as we enter Gail's room, you'll just find it on the floor. Alright, so now we need to do all of Cynthia's stuff. So go to her room, activate the power cut and all that stuff. Now you need to go into the basement and grab the manuscript. Sorry about this very short scene. I didn't realise there's a manuscript right here. But it's quite easy to see. So once you go into the basement to turn the power on, in the boiler room section on the bottom left, you will find the manuscript next to the boiler itself. Now follow the path round to the right. You basically have to come through here anyway. You should go directly past this manuscript, so make sure you grab it on the red box before we go through the crawl space. And now as we go through the crawl space, you should find your next manuscript located just after the crawl space.
Cynthia Weaver had... She screamed.
Alright, so now once again we have done all the necessary stuff to open up this room and turn the power on and all that stuff. So inside you will find 2 manuscripts. The Dark Poem number 2, I believe once again this is part of the New Game Plus, so the Dark or the Draft thing we call it, playthrough. And also you're going to find Cynthia and Tom located in the bathroom. This one's, I believe, story related because it tells you where to find the record
Tor,
in the bathtub.
always poking people with his hammer. He had it coming.
So now we're going to find the Cynthia's lamp. So basically once we have done all the necessary stuff, so defeated Cynthia, we leave the dark place with our friend. After the conversation has played out, go over the bridge. Now this next manuscript will be just placed right in the middle.
Fix us both up. See you soon, Saga.
The FBC is holding wake at the sheriff's station.
Right, so for the next one, so now we have left the nursing home from the back gate. So with the bolt cutters we have found during the overlap, you will find the roads at Bengal Night located on the bottom left hand side of the map. So now following the map down across the right hand side, you will find another one of these shacks here. Once again, same thing before, go inside, make sure you turn the power on and grab your next diary or manuscript. Just another friendly reminder, please make sure you grab these cult stashes because we're going to need them for 2 of these manuscripts. Okay, as you can see the manuscript is very nearby. So just follow the only path you can down the bottom right hand side a bit more. So follow the shoreline and you will find once again this one just sitting on the shoreline. So quite close to the ranger station. Now for the next manuscript, you're going to find this is located in the boatyard area. So just outside the boatyard, you will find once again a manuscript located right next to an Alex Casey lunchbox.
Another Alex Casey lunchbox?
Okay, now we're going to head to Cauldron Lake, go to the rental cabins located very nearby, and we're going to pick up the, I think there's only 1 manuscript here, and that'll be it for this area for now. So now as you have continued on with the story, go to the sheriff station, do the objectives there. So basically we turn the power back on, and after we come back up, you will find a diary or a manuscript spawned in this location. So now we're going to through the sheriff station attack again, or the station itself in Bright Falls. So with the power in hand on,
You fucking shot me. Typical government.
go into the first jail cell on your right, where the pool of blood is, to find once again the next manuscript. So now talk to the FB something
team.
person lady. She will give you a key to where Alan Wake,
One more thing.
oh sorry, where the documents are.
I didn't give you all the details earlier, but now that you're part of the team,
Inside here you will find a lovely dark poem manuscript. Once again, this should be related to the final draft playthrough. So good thing we can find them all in one playthrough. Alright, so now we're going to grab the next manuscript. So we're still basically in Return 6. You will find a manuscript located right next to your car as we're about to leave the area to go to the lighthouse now. So if you haven't got the cult stashes, please now make sure to go grab them all, because the next thing we're going to go into is the lighthouse. Lucky enough, I didn't have to do that on my second playthrough. I've just grabbed a previous footage that I've already recorded for my first playthrough. Since there's no achievements tied to it, I didn't really care about having 100% on this run. Just wanted to show you where they are.
This has got to be an
So
Ilmo
after you have
idea.
grabbed all the cult stashes, to grab your key for the lighthouse, inside here you will find 2 of these manuscripts. One's called The Cult of the Tree, and the next one is The Dark Presence. So now, as we have gotten to the point of no return, basically, this will be your last manuscript to find. This will be, it's not a lake, this is related to the final draft again as well. I believe that is it. So we've got to do a few more things. So basically now in Return 9, you'll get to a point where you'll hear some humming. Good old Tim Breaker. He will give you the final manuscript.
Agent Anderson.
Can I see that page, Tim?
Of course. In fact,
You may have to do a few things before you hear him hum, but he's definitely around this area. If this video helps, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.
The door to Parliament Tower Plaza.